Well, folks, welcome back to Haar. We're going to play game 2 pretty soon. Wesseling won the first game by a score of 7-0 in 5 innings, thanks to the 7-run rule. And you see the meeting between the coaches and the umpires at home plate as the exchange of lineup cards has taken place. And we are getting ready for the second game here in Haar. It's about 2:45 on Sunday, June 21st, 2015. Here in the Bundesliga South. So Wesseling got their 8th win of the year. They have a record of 8-3. Haar fell to 3-8. And now the handshakes have taken place. Ingo Levin returns to the dugout, as does Udo Demel, the coach for the Wesseling Vermins. And the disciples are going to take the field. And it's going to be Maike Peeler catching, Theresa Diefenbach at third, Mandy Phillips at short, and Katrien Stepniak at second, Nadine Lütteke at first, Julia Haslinger in left, Anneke Nut in center, and Michaela Rybkova in right. And on the mound and pitching, 22-year-old right-hander from Seattle, Washington, pitcher for the University of Washington, just arrived in Germany, Casey Stanchek. Hard-throwing right-hander is making herself comfortable in the pitcher's circle. Batting lineup for the Wesseling Vermins is going to look almost exactly the same as the first game, as the wind is really picking up here. It is cold and windy, as you see the clouds in the background. So the lineup for the Wesseling Vermins: Alina van Broek leads off, plays first base. Katrina Zalai bats second, plays shortstop. Christina Lip bats third, plays second base. Maggie Ruckenbrod, the catcher, bats fourth. Julia de Jong, the third baseman, bats fifth. Alicia Tyson, the right fielder, bats sixth. Julia Dickmeis, 16-year-old left fielder, bats seventh. Claudia Volkmann, who pitched a fantastic game in the first game, is the designated player. She will bat eighth. Milena Butker is in center field, and she is batting ninth. And Casey Stanchek has finished taking her warm-up pitches, and she's going to take the ball from Nadine Lütteke. High-five her infield teammates, Theresa Diefenbach, Mandy Phillips, and Katrien Stepniak, and Nadine Lütteke. High-fives all around as the wind really, just this minute, picked up. It is cold. Summer solstice in Munich. It feels like fall. So here is Alina van Broek to start off game 2. It says play ball, and we're going to do just that. Wesseling won the first game, so Casey Stanchek winds and deals. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. One strike on Alina van Broek. Strike 2, check swing, van Broek. Now behind in the count, 0-2. There's the pitch. Foul to the screen. Van Broek with a full cut at that high rise ball. Just able to top it a little bit. Temperature has dropped about 5 degrees in the last 5 minutes. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alina Van Broek. Katrina Zalai waiting on deck. Christina Lipfa. Casey Stanchek ahead 0-2. And a half swing roller in front of the plate picked up by Peeler. She's going to throw to first. It's in time to get the out, 1 down. Nice play by Micah Peeler. That ball was coming to a stop at the edge of the grass. As we look at the replay, well, as we don't look at the replay because the replay was not queued up, so forget that. 1 down, and here's Katrina Zalai. And the pitch was a little bit low. Ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Christina Lip waiting on deck. One is low, goes back to the screen. Two balls, 1 strike. One out in the inning. Nobody on base. Casey Stanchek making her 2015 debut with the Disciples. Has a 2-1 count on Katrina Zalai. And there's a ball just barely outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. A little bit low. Take a look at the replay on that one. The count is 3-1. This is a replay of the last pitch. Just missed. Here's Stanchek starting to wind the pitch. Popped up foul behind the plate. Out of play. And the count full, 3-2. Stanchek shaking off a few signs from Peeler. And now she's got one she wants. Full count. Here's the pitch to Zalai. Popped up foul again. The wind is blowing hard directly in. Any ball hit in the air is going to be blown back towards the infield. Any pop-ups that go straight up are probably going to be blown over the fence. Count is full, 3-2. In between games, the sun came out for a minute. Here's the pitch. Popped up again. Zalai hanging tough. We're going to run out of softballs fairly soon. Let's look at it from this angle, get a different look at Casey Stanchek's delivery. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Here it comes. And another foul plate. That's 4 straight, I believe. All on 3 pitches. That one got a piece of Peeler. Now 3-2. Casey Stanchek deals. Again, fouled to the screen. 5 straight. And every single pitch has been hard. You wonder if maybe Stanchek is going to pull the string on one of these. She has shown she can control her fastball, getting it in there 5 times in a row. Zala has fouled it away every time. Pitcher circle, throw to first. Take a look at the replay on that. So they're 2 down, and now here is the number 3 hitter, Christina Lip. ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. There's a little chopper to the third baseman. Diefenbach throws to first. It is in time, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. 5-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left at the end of a half inning, no score. So we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Hannah Held is on the mound for the Wesseling Vermins. Catcher Maggie Rückenbrod at third, Julia de Jong, Katarina Zalai at short, Christina Lipp at second, Alida van Broek is at first, left fielder Julia Dickmeis, in center field Milena Butker, and right field Alicia Tyson. And it will be the following lineup for the Haar Disciples: Mandy Phillips, Theresa Diefenbach, and Katrien Stepniak, Anneke Nutt, Nadine Lüttike, Michaela Rybkova, Micah Peeler, Julia Haslinger, and Johanna Kauschinger is in there as the designated player, batting ninth. So starting things off, it'll be Mandy Phillips, Theresa Diefenbach, and Anne-Katrien Stepniak against the right-hander Hannah Held. No score in the game. Casey Stanchek worked a 1-2-3 top of the first, as everybody has congregated behind me here under the tent. Not that it's warmer here, but at least it's not in the rain. So here's Mandy Phillips. Phillips was the only base runner against Claudia Volkmann in the first game. She singled in the fourth inning, and that was it. Wesseling winning by a score of 7-0, and the first pitch from Hannah Held is a strike, 0-1. There was about a 15-minute period between games when the sun came out, and it actually got kind of nice. But now we're back to typical Munich summer day. As the one-strike pitch, it is low, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mandy Phillips. Waiting on deck, Theresa Diefenbach. Off-speed pitch is high, 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out, bottom of the first. Mandy Phillips at the bat. Here's 2-1. Fly ball fouled off to the right. That one's going to go off into the street. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I saw a pedestrian over there, mildly freaked out at the sight of a yellow orb flying towards him. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mandy Phillips. Hannah Held has her sign from Rückenbrod and deals. There's a line shot up the middle. There's a base hit for Phillips. It's going to be fielded by the center fielder Butko. She gets it into the shortstop Zalai. So Phillips has her 2nd hit of the day, first hit of this game. Let's take a look at the replay on that. And here's Theresa Diefenbach. Nice line drive to the left of second into center field. So Diefenbach in the batter's box, Mandy Phillips on first. Pitch is a check swing foul, goes to the screen. 0-1. And this ball bunted foul to the third base side. And now the count is 0-2. Take a look at that last pitch. Like Diefenbach almost made contact with that ball. That, of course, would have been an out. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Mandy Phillips on first. Here comes. In the dirt. A look over at first behind Phillips, but nothing doing from Ruckenbrod. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's the 1-2 pitch. Off speed is called strike 3. Dropping in over the outside corner, and there's 1 down. Take a look at that pitch. So 1 out. Here's Ann-Katrin Stepniak. Mandy Phillips still on first base. Hannah Held, working from the pitcher's circle. Starts the lineup and deals. Ground ball right back to Held. She's going to go to second base. They get the force there. Go to first. Double play. 1-6-3 on a slow ground ball hit right back to the pitcher. It was held to Zalai, who turned it and received at first base by Alina van Broek. So, because of the double play, no runs, nobody's left on base, 1 hit. There were no errors at the end of 1 full inning of play. There's no score. So we're going to move to the top of the second inning. No score. Casey Stanchek worked to perfect first, getting a couple of ground balls. And she's going to face 4, 5, 6 Maggie Ruckenbrod, Julia de Jong, and Alicia Tyson. The Har Disciples had a base runner in the first inning, but then it was erased on a double play. That was Mandy Phillips led off the game with a single. So here's Maggie Ruckenbrod against Casey Stanchek. And a fly ball to center field. Annika Nutt calling for it. Settles over underneath in right center field to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Bringt das erste aus für die Disciples. Jetzt am Schlag de Jong Julia.
And here's Julia de Jong. Thank you. Pitch is low to Julia de Jong as my scorecard blows away. Give a save to a fan. 1 out. There's a line drive. That's going to be a base hit. Well, it's into right field. Here's a throw to first base, and it's not going to be in time. Got to be careful calling those Liners to right field, a base hit before the runner reaches, but she was able to reach.
Ein Hit ins Right Field bringt sie auf
So
die
Julia
erste
de
Base.
Jong on first base play
Jetzt am Schlag Alicia Tyson.
as Alicia Tyson steps up. Pitch down and in. Nice easy swing from de Jong. Hit a line drive into right field. Rybkova taking a chance thrown behind the runner at first, but it was not going to be in time. So that's the first base runner for the Vermins against Casey Stanchek. Runner on first with one down, and the batter is now Alicia Tyson. There's the pitch. A bunt. It's fouled off to the left. Strike one. No score. We're on the top of the second inning. Wesseling won the first game 7-0. Our two. So which camera is out? Oh, that camera. All right. Runner on second base. Pitch is swung on and missed. And the runner was heading to third base. Diefenbach went to cover the bag. Peeler threw the ball, and Diefenbach was lucky that the throw hit her right in the chest. Not looking. On second base is de Jong. Runners on second and third. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. And another strike is called, 0-2. So Stanchek trying to strike runners where they currently are. Digmeiss is at second base. de Jong is on third. Foul tip into the mid of Peeler for strike 3, and the inning is over. Second strikeout in the inning
Strikeout
for Casey Stanchek ends the inning.
Wieder ein Wechsel.
Score.
Schlag mit der Nummer 7, Annika Nöth.
So here we go to the bottom of the second inning. No score in the game. Hannah Held out there on the mound for the Wesseling Vermins, and the first pitch taken for a ball from Annika Nöth. It'll be 4-5-6, Nöth, Lüttike, and Rybkova. Disciples had a hit in the first inning, but that base runner, Mandy Phillips, was erased on a double play. Next pitch is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Annika Nöth. Nöth playing center field in today's game, in the second game, as well as the first game. Haar losing the first game by a score of 7-0 in 5 innings. Hannah Held, the game 2 pitcher, starts the rock and the pitch. In there for a strike, a drop. That one dropped in beautifully, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Take a look at this last delivery from Hannah Held. Dropped nicely. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. There's the pitch. Ground ball right back to Held. She's going to throw to first in time for the out. 1-3 on the put out, 1 down. That'll bring up Nadine Lüttike. Look at that high pitch. Nöth trying to protect. And hit a bouncer back to the mound, back to the pitcher's circle, excuse me. So here's Lüttike. 1 out, nobody on. And a strike called. Hannah Held hitting that inside corner at the knees. Lüttike very tall. And here comes the 1 strike pitch. Off speed, way high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's the 1-1 pitch. Looks like it fouls one off the pole. That was loud. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball banged off the girder that holds up the netting behind the plate. 1-2 to Nadine Lüttike from Hannah Held. She starts the windup. Here's the pitch. It is low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out, nobody on base. Second inning, no score. And that one just missed low. Full count. Let's look at that pitch on the replay. Pretty close. Lüttike is very tall, so that low part of the strike zone is actually higher for her than it is for other hitters. There's the payoff. Swung on a line, foul off the net to the right down the first base line, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2. One out. Strike 3 is called. So Lüttike took the low pitch and it was called a ball, but that one was at the top part of the strike zone and it's called strike 3. That's the second looking strikeout for Hannah Held. Both of her strikeouts are looking. So here is Michaela Rybkova. And she looks at a ball. Looks like it's going to be a pitcher's duel for this game. Hannah Held and Casey Stanchek. There's the pitch. There's a strike. One ball and one strike on Rybkova. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch. Rybkova way out in front. Pitch was way down low. 1-2. Kind of held, looking pretty tough here so far in the early going, as is Casey Stanchek. There's the 1-2 pitch, Rybkova awaiting the delivery. And she taps it fair. It was a fair ball grabbed quickly by the catcher, Ruckenbrod, and she tagged out Rybkova for the third out. Take a look at that. That happened in a flash. Looked like the ball was going to go foul. Grabbed right in front of the plate on the first bounce by Maggie Ruckenbrod. 2 unassisted, and that will end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go to the Disciples at the end of 2 full. No score.
Für Wesseling am Schlag mit der Nummer 9, Milena Böttger.
So we go to the third inning. No score in the game. It'll be 9-1-2, Milena Butker, Alina von Broek, and Katarina Zalai against Casey Stanchek out there for her third go-round in this game. And she starts the inning with a ground ball hit foul off to the right. Strike one. Milena Butker out in front of that pitch. Pulled a little trickler down the right field line out of the reach of Nadine Lüttike. Wesseling had runners on second and third in the second inning, but Stanchek got 2 strikeouts to end the threat. And we begin anew here in the third. And here comes the next pitch. It is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one is low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Stanchek has struck out 2, allowed 1 hit, has not walked anyone. There's a line drive, that's a base hit to left field. Grabbed out there by Julia Haslinger. So a liner to the left side. Opposite field hitting by Milena Butker. That's the second base hit off of Casey Stanchek. Take a look at the replay. Nice slice job. She just sliced it in between Teresa Diefenbach and Mandy Phillips for a clean hit. And now the top of the order, Alina von Broek. That is the second hit for the Vermins. Pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So leadoff base runner. This game figures to be a low-scoring affair the way these 2 pitchers have been pitching. So Wesseling going to try and bring Milena Butker around. 1 ball, the count to Alina von Broek. Pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Milena Butker led off this inning with a single to left field. She's on first base. Casey Stanchek starts the wind. There's the 2-0 pitch to Von Broek. She bunts it in front of the plate, picked up by Peeler. She's going to throw to first in time for the out. And that moves Butker to second base. And here is Katarina Zalai. If you take a look at that last play, perfectly executed bunt on a high pitch up and in. She was somehow still able to get the bat on top of that and get it down in front of the home plate area. So now, go ahead run. Butker is at second base. Here's Katarina Zalai. And a strike on the first pitch, 0-1. Stanchek shaking off a couple of signs from Peeler, and now she gets what she wants, says yes. Begins the windup. The pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. A bunt popped up, goes back to the screen, and it's going to be a foul ball for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wesseling playing for that 1 run. That's Milena Butker. She led off the inning with a single, reached second on the sacrifice by Alina von Broek, and now the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Katarina Zalai. This one is up high. The runner taking off for third. Throw is not in time. It goes off the glove of Diefenbach into short left field where Haslinger picks it up. That'll go as a stolen base. I think if Diefenbach catches that ball, they had a chance to throw out Butker. So now, you got to really watch out for the bunt. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that was a big pitch for Stanchek. Second out, the runner at third base. Take a look at the replay. High fastball. And now the number 3 hitter, Christina Lipp, looking for a 2-out hit to give Wesseling the lead. They've got the runner on third, Milena Butker. And a strike. Peeler with a look down at third. Diefenbach hustling back to cover the bag, but Butker was only about a step off. Wesseling had runners on second and third with 1 out in the second. They have a runner on third here. First with 1 out, now with 2. Swinging a foul back to the screen. A good cut by Lipp. She's just a little bit late on the high fastball. And the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. I wonder what Stanchek is going to do. Maybe she'll try the off-speed pitch or try to go even higher on Christina Lipp. Here it is. She went high, and it was too high, and Lipp did not bite. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not a bad strategy, though. 1 and 2. The runner, Milena Butker, is on third base. Casey Stanchek starts the wind. The pitch. There's the breaking ball. Just missed. Half the Disciples infield had taken a few steps towards the dugout, but the pitch was called for ball 2. The count now even. Lipp was fooled on that pitch, but lives to see another one as it was called ball 2. 2-2. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, shallow center field. Annika Nutt, a few steps to her right and in, makes the easy catch, and the inning is over. The battle is won by Casey Stanchek. She strands the runner on third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, no errors at the end of 2.5. Still no score. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. So far, it's been all pitching. Hannah Held for the Wesseling Vermins and Casey Stanchek for the Haar Disciples. And Held has pitched 2 scoreless innings. She has faced the minimum. There was a single in the first inning. That base runner Mandy Phillips was raced on a double play. Here's Micah Peeler to lead things off in the third. And Hannah Held deals. First pitch, strike called. It'll be Peeler and then Julia Haslinger and Johanna Kauschinger, the designated player. 7, 8, 9 in the Disciples batting order. Is the pitch. That one's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 to Micah Peeler. Here's the windup of the pitch from Hannah Held. Swung on a line drive to right field. There's a base hit. So Micah Peeler reaches first base with a single. That's the second hit for the Disciples. And that will bring up Julia Haslinger. Take a look at that pitch. Line drive, nicely stroked to right field. Played out there by Alicia Tyson. Got the ball back into the infield. So Micah Peeler is on with a leadoff single. It's the second base hit for the Disciples, and the batter is now Julia Haslinger. Here's the pitch to Haslinger. Strike called. No sign of bunt on that one. Peeler, the runner on first base. Held has struck out 2, both of them looking. She's not walked a batter. There's a 1-strike pitch. Swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch. That's the pitch that she's been using. Held has to get the Disciples hitters off balance. Look at how far out in front Haslinger was on that pitch. Well executed. 0-2. There are brighter skies over the horizon too. That's some good news. 0-2 to Haslinger. And strike 3 is right in there. 3 strikeouts for Hannah Held, and all 3 of them are looking. And now time is called. And here's Johanna Kauschinger. Meanwhile, a infield meeting. Johanna Kauschinger, the number 9 hitter. On deck is Mandy Phillips. So Micah Peeler is on first base. There's 1 out. Ingo Levin giving the signs down at third. There's 1 out. Hannah Held. Infielders creeping in on the corners. There's the pitch on the way. It is high. Kauschinger taking a ball. Johanna. Kauschinger, 22 years of age. Facing Hannah Held. No score in the game. Micah Peeler on first, 1 out. She shows bunt and pushes it up the first baseline. Foul. Strike 1. Excuse me, strike 2. Nothing in 2. Here's the next one on the way. And she bunts it up in the air. It's caught by the catcher. Throw to first base. Is in time. It's a double play. Boy, Maggie Ruckenbrod catching the little pop bunt behind the plate and firing to first base to double off Peeler, and that's a double play, and the inning is over. Let's look at the replay. The bunt was on. Quick reaction from Ruckenbrod, and she fired to first base. Peeler slid in, but was just barely out. Megan Hilton right there to make the call, so that ends the inning. It's a double play. It goes 2-3. So no runs, 1 hit, nobody left, no errors at the end of 3 full. So we go to the top of the fourth inning. Still no score in this game. Casey Stanchek out there. Going to deal with 4-5-6 Maggie Ruckenbrod, who just made that nice play, catching the popped-up bunt and then throwing quickly behind the runner at first for the double play. Drop ball is in for a strike, 0-1. It'll be Ruckenbrod, who is 0-1, and then Julia de Jong and Alicia Tyson. 4-5-6, middle of the order against Casey Stanchek. And the sun is trying to come out. Imagine that. There's a swing and a drive, left field, deep. Going back on it, Haslinger. It's over her head, and it's going to go almost all the way to the wall. Ruckenbrod is on her way here to second base, and she's going to make it with a stand-up double. That ball was hit a long way over Julia Haslinger's head into deep left field. Haslinger was playing pretty shallow. Let's look at the replay on that one. Stanchek left that pitch over the middle of the plate. Haslinger went way back, circled around, and it was over her head. So a leadoff double, and Wesseling has by far the best beginning to an inning that either team has had so far. They have a runner in scoring position. That is Ruckenbrod, and now Julia de Jong, who has singled. She lined one into left field her first time. First pitch is a ball. It gets off the glove of Peeler, and Ruckenbrod's going to go to third. That'll probably be a passed ball. Take a look at that one, ball one. Pitch was close to being a strike, but just skipped off Micah Peeler's glove and went to the backstop. So now, infielders are back. Here's the pitch to de Jong. Time is called by de Jong. So Wesseling, who had runners on second and third with one out in the second, runner on third with one out in the third, and couldn't score. Now they have a runner on third with nobody out. And there's a line drive. There's a base hit to center field. Coming in to score is Ruckenbrod. RBI single for Julia de Jong, and Wesseling takes a 1-0 lead. Look at this pitch. A short stroke, lining it over Casey Stanchek's head into center field, and Ruckenbrod can walk home. Wesseling has the lead, 1-0. So now the runner at first is Julia de Jong and Alicia Tyson, the hitter. There's nobody out. And the pitch from Stanchek. A bunt, swinging bunt. It is a foul ball fielded by Peeler to the left of the third baseline. Strike one. After Alicia Tyson is Julia Diekmeis and Claudia Volkmann. This one fouled to the screen, 0-2 now. Julia de Jong is on first base. There's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, slowly to the right side. Fielded by the second baseman, throw to first is in time. Good play by Ann Stepniak to get the out at first. That's the first out of the inning. And here's Julia Diekmeis. And time is called. And Ingo Levin wants to go out and have a chat with the umpire, Megan Hilton. I'm wondering if, not sure what that could be about. There was on that play, the ground ball that was hit to the right side, the base runner de Jong skipped over the ball. I'm wondering if maybe Levin is thinking that she went out of the baseline. But whatever it was, Megan Hilton is not going to change anything about that last play. And they both return to their respective positions. Hilton with a smile on her face. So now the batter is Julia Diekmeis. She struck out her first time, but reached on a wild pitch. There's the pitch. She's showing bunt. Pops it up. It's going to go to the screen and hit the screen. Strike one. Runner on second base is Julia de Jong. There's one out in the inning. A run is in. Wesseling leads 1-0. RBI single by Julia de Jong after the leadoff double by Maggie Ruckenbrod. Here's the pitch. Diekmeis showed bunt, and she went around. The ball got off the glove of Peeler, however, and de Jong is going to take third. So the count is now no balls and 2 strikes on Julia Diekmeis, who offered at that pitch, but then the ball got off of the glove of Peeler. That'll probably be another pass ball. So it's 0-2. Runner on third now. Swung on a late swing, fouled to the screen. Still 0-2 on Julia Dickmeis. De Jong, the runner on third. She singled, reached second on a ground out, and then took third on the pass ball. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Down goes Dickmeis. Big strikeout for Stanchek. That is her fourth. And now with 2 outs, the runner still on third. It's Claudia Volkmann, but it will, at least for the Disciples' viewpoint, give a glimmer of hope for straining the runner. There's a pitch. It is a ball. A little bit low. Volkmann struck out her first time. There's the pitch. This one is low. 2 balls and no strikes now. Claudia Volkmann, who was the Game 1 winning pitcher, is 0 for 1 in this game at the bat. She is the designated player. 2-0 from Stanchek to Volkmann. Runner on third, 2 outs. And just inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Not missing by much. 3-0. Number 9 hitter, Milena Butker, is on deck. She singled in her first trip. 3-0 the count. Here it comes. Ball 4. Ball skipped away momentarily from Peeler. No advance, however, by the runner from third, De Jong. That is the first walk issued by Casey Stanchek. So now runners on first and third. The inning continues, 2 down in the inning. And we're going to have a courtesy runner. This is Hannah Held. The pitcher is going to be a courtesy runner for Volkmann. This is just the courtesy runner. She'll probably, Hannah Held is the pitcher. She's going to probably go out there again. But she will run in place of Claudia Volkmann. So first and third, 2 outs. The Disciples are going to expect something. The batter is Milena Butker. Butker singled her first time. Runners on first and second. Held is at first. The runner on third is Julia de Jong. Pitch swung on, tapped foul to the screen. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Milena Butker. Butker lined a single her first time. Hannah Held, the pinch runner at first. This one is high, and there goes Held to second base. She's going to be in a rundown. Stepniak is going to throw to the plate. It's not going to be in time. Goes off Peeler's glove. The run scores, and Held goes to second base. So the first and third situation results in a double steal. And that was planned. You saw Held take off for second base, and then she stopped before the throw went all the way there. And that was on purpose. Stepniak lost track of the runner on third base, and de Jong steals home. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Butker. This ball hit high in the air left side. Haslinger is over and makes the catch, and the inning is over. But Wesseling pushes across 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 runner left on base, no errors. And at the end of 3.5, it is Wesseling 2, Haar nothing. So we're in the bottom of the fourth inning, top of the order. Mandy Phillips against Hannah Held. Wesseling with a 2-0 lead. They pushed across 2 runs. First pitch is high, ball 1. Hannah Held has been in control. She's allowed 2 hits, struck out 3. She's also induced 2 double play ground balls. Mandy Phillips singled her first time. She's 1 for 1 in the game. And it is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Haar struggling to get anything going offensively in either game. Two balls, no strikes on Mandy Phillips. And there is a strike called. 2-1 the count. Looking at my scorecard, Hannah Held has only gone to a 3-ball count on 1 hitter in this game. That was Nadine Luteke back in the 2nd inning. So she's been around the plate, and the Disciples have to go after the pitches she's offering. They can't be too selective. And there's that drop ball a little bit outside now, and she's gone to her 2nd 3-ball count in the game, 3-1. Mandy Phillips trying to get on base, leading things off here. In the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Wesseling leading. And a swing at a high fastball, fouled back to the screen, 3-2. Phillips, I think, upset with herself for swinging at a pitch that could have been ball 4. Take a look at the replay. It was up at the top part of the zone. Full count on Phillips. Three and 2. Ground ball to the left side. Zalai fields it, throws to first in time. And Phillips grounds out to short, 1 down.
Ein Dropball zu Scherzer. Das erste aus. Jetzt am Schlag Terry Diefenbach.
A little bit jammed on the pitch. Did a roller. Zalai, who's played, she's made every single play she's had to in both games. And here is Teresa Diefenbach. Diefenbach struck out looking in the 1st inning. Wesseling scoring 2 runs in the last half inning. Hannah Held in control. Here's the first pitch to Teresa Diefenbach. Swing and a miss, strike 1. This ball popped foul. 0-2 quickly on Diefenbach. Well, it's not as cold as it was about 45 minutes ago. That's good news. 0-2, 1 out. That's high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Held has still only faced the minimum through the first 3 1/3 innings. 2 double plays hit into by the Disciples. Have erased their 2 base runners. There's the 1-2. Hit on the ground to the left side. The shortstop from the hole, Zalai, makes the long throw to first in time. Nice play by Katarina Zalai. 2nd one in a row. 2 down. Look at that one on the replay and Katarina Stepniak's going to come up. This one was hit a little bit more to Zalai's right. She had to range over towards the hole. Stayed in front of it, fielded it with 2 hands, and fired across the diamond. You can see all the mix of clouds in the background. There has been almost a range of weather here as Stepniak takes a ball up high and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Stepniak grounded into a 1-6-3 double play in her only other plate appearance today. There's the next one on the way from Hannah Held. It's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. it comes. Strike called at the letters 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball foul off to the right. Count now even 2-2. Annie Stepniak up there, trying to get on base for Annika Nuth, number 4 hitter, waiting on deck. There are 2 down in the inning. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Wesseling leading 2-0. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it's just inside. Full count now. Good take by Annie Stepniak. She steps out of the box, look down at the signs. Taking a pitch just off the plate at the knees on the inside corner. Full count. There's a ground ball right back to Held. She's going to make the easy play herself, and that's another 1-2-3 inning. The Disciples have only had 1 inning in both games today in which they had more than 3 batters come to the plate. We are through 4. It is Wesseling 2, Haar nothing.
Sie kämpfen vor den Hallen und fragen nach Autogrammen, reichen nun meinen Namen, klappen dabei zusammen, haben nur Machtanfälle, bevor wir angefangen haben. Komm aus dem Rekord, liebe Master-Dog, so wie Shaggy Ford, wo der Fett am Korb in dem Messbar.
Jetzt am Schlag Alina von Bruck.
So top of the order against Casey Stanchek here in the top of the 5th inning. Alina von Bruck and then Katarina Zala and Christina Lipp. Wesseling has proven to be a very tough competitor today. Pitch bunted, and it is a foul ball to the left of the home plate area. Strike 1 on Alina von Bruck. Nadine Lütticke picks up the bat down the first baseline and hands it to her. One strike on Alina von Bruck. This one is low. Von Bruck again running the hands up to bunt, but that pitch was way low and outside of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casey Stanchek has given up 2 runs on 3 hits. There's a ground ball to the left side. Phillips goes to the hole to field it, throw to first in time, 1 down. Good job by Mandy Phillips to shuffle her feet over to her right. Make that easy play on the soft ground ball.
Erstes Aus für die Disciples. Jetzt am Schlag Katharina Zala.
And here's Katarina Zalai. Von Bruck is now 0 for 2. Zalai is also 0 for 2. She has grounded out and struck out against Stanchek. Here's the first pitch. Zalai takes low, ball 1. We are in the top of the 5th inning. And that's a ball. 2 balls and no strikes, also low. There's a swing and a miss, 2-1. I think I said Wesseling had 2 runs on 3 hits. I have 4 hits in my book. Or do I? Yes. 4 hits for Wesseling. Scoreboard has 3. Here's the 2-1. A soft ground ball back to Stanchek on an off-speed pitch. He throws to first in time. Zalai was way out in front. Could barely keep the bat back long enough just to hit that little weak ground ball. Back to Casey Stanchek. There are 2 down. Let's look at the replay. Good pitch by Casey. So now the batter is Christina Lipp. She is 0 for 2, grounded out and flied out. Stanchek trying to have a 1-2-3 inning. She has only had 1-1-2-3 inning in the game. That was the first inning. Swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch, and Lipp completely fooled. Almost spun out of the batter's box. In fact, she did spin out of the batter's box. Ended up on the grass in front of home plate. There's the 1-strike pitch, and there's strike 2. Stanchek has found her off-speed pitch and now is coming back with a fastball. 0-2. Shaking off a few signs from Peeler, and now time is asked for and received by Christina Lipp. 0-2. 2 outs, nobody on. 5th inning, top half. Wesseling leading 2-0. Here comes the 0-2. And just a bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This ball popped up foul down the left field line, and Haslinger chases it, but it lands on the warning track in foul ground out of her reach. Count still 1-2 to Christina Lipp. Here's the pitch. Pop fly to the right side. Second baseman Stepniak makes the catch as she crosses over near the right field line. And that will end the inning. 1-2-3. Go the Wesseling Vermins here. And at the end of 4.5, no score. Excuse me, it is 2-0 Wesseling. I think I said no score. Wesseling leads 2-0. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning for the Disciples. 4, 5, 6, Anneke Nutt, Nadine Lütteke, and Michaela Rybkova against Hannah Held, who has been in control. She's allowed 2 hits, but she's also gotten 2 double plays, and she's faced the minimum through the first 4 innings. And we're now in the bottom of the 5th. She's protecting a 2-0 lead. First pitch is high to Anneke Nutt, ball 1. Nutt hit a ground ball back to Held in her only other plate appearance, 0 for 1. Held getting the sign from Rukenbrod. There's the pitch. There's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the third baseman, Julia de Jong. She throws across the diamond in time. 5-3 on the put out, and there's 1 down. Take a look at the replay. So here's Nadine Lütticke. Lütticke struck out looking her first time. And that one is up high, the slow pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. The Disciples simply have not had any offense at all in either game. There's a line shot caught by the first baseman, Alina van Broek, catching that line drive rocket off the bat of Nadine Lütticke. Quick reactions by Alina van Broek. She caught it to her glove side and then spun around. That ball was hit hard, but it went right into her glove. So very quickly, 2 down. That ball hit hard, but the Disciples, even when they're hitting it hard, not hitting it in good luck. Here's Michaela Rybkova. And she takes up high, ball 1. Rybkova popped out. Actually, she hit that ground ball that was in front of the plate, fielded by the catcher, Rukenbrod, who tagged her out. So she was out on a 2 unassisted her first time. 1 ball, the count 2 or 2 outs in the inning. Popped foul out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The wind is picking up, but at least the sun is coming out now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Wesseling. Hannah Held against Michaela Rybkova. And this one is inside, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1. Hannah Held, the 21-year-old right-hander, has the sign and deals. It is high, 3 balls and a strike. That's the 4th time she's gone to 3 balls on a hitter, but she has not walked anyone yet. She's been a stingy customer out there in the pitcher's circle. 3 and 1 on Rybkova. Line drive right field. This is going to be over the head of the right fielder Tyson. It goes all the way to the wall. Rybkova is rounding first, heading for second, rounding second, heading for third. She's going to make it with a triple. So that's the first time the Disciples have had a runner on third base. Look at the replay. She got a pitch up and out over the plate and just hit a line drive. The right fielder Tyson started in and then realized it was going to be over her head. It went all the way to the fence where she had to retrieve it. And then you see Rybkova rounding the bases and cruising into third base. And she is there, and here is Micah Peeler now. 2 outs in the inning. Peeler going to try and just get a base hit. Peeler did single her first time, but she was erased on a double play. So the Disciples fans with something to cheer about as Rybkova is on third. 2 outs, however, in the inning. 2-0 the score. That's a big run out there for the Disciples if they can bring her home. The pitch is a strike. 0-1 on Micah Peeler. Here comes the 1-strike pitch from Held. Pulled foul down the third baseline. Peeler way out in front of an off-speed pitch. Take a look at the replay. She's now behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Hannah Held 1 strike away from stranding Rybkova on third base. Rybkova's 2-out triple. Here's how she got there. 0-2 the count to Micah Peeler. Strike 3 is called on the outside corner and the inning is over. That is strikeout number 4 for Hannah Held. All 4 of her strikeouts are looking. So no runs, a hit, 1 left on base, no errors. At the end of 5 complete innings of play, it is Wesseling 2, Haar 0.
Cause it's me, you,
Here we go to the top of the 6th inning. Wesseling with a 2-0 lead. It's going to be 4-5-6 against Casey Stanchek, Maggie Ruckenbrot, Julia de Jong, and Alicia Tyson. Ruckenbrot got a double and came around to score. That was in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. There's a ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Ruckenbrot is 1 for 2. It was her double that started the 2-run rally. She came around and scored on a single by de Jong. De Jong eventually ended up stealing home on a 1st and 3rd rundown play. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Stanchek took a long time getting the sign. Now she's got one she likes. Here's the pitch. Low. 2 balls and no strikes to Ruckenbrod. Still no changes defensively for the Disciples. It's the same lineup. Diefenbach at 3rd, Phillips at short, Stepniak at 2nd, Lütike at 1st. Hasslinger, Nut, and Rybkova around the outfield from left to right. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Half swing, a little roller to the first baseman, Lütike. She's going to feed the second baseman, Stepniak, on the bag for the out. 3-4 on the putout. And a little excuse-me check swing. And Ruckenbrod is disgusted with herself as she makes an easy first out here. And that will bring up Julia de Jong. De Jong singled and drove in a run. She singled twice. There's a ground ball foul, strike 1. She is 2 for 2. Is Julia. Casey Stanchek has allowed 4 hits. She has struck out 4, walked 1. This one low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one is low again. 2 balls and 1 strike. In that 4th inning, Ruckenbrod doubled to lead things off. Then de Jong singled her in. That was after she was already at 3rd base on a passed ball. Then a ground ball moved de Jong to 2nd. She reached 3rd on a passed ball. Eventually, Volkmann walked and was pinch run for by Hannah Held. There's a swing and a ground ball, foul, 3-2. Excuse me, 2-2. Hannah Held, who was pinch running for Volkmann in a 1st and 3rd situation, took off for 2nd base and got in a rundown, and that allowed de Jong to come in and score from 3rd, so it was a double steal. And that's how the 2nd run scored. It is Wesseling 2, Haar nothing. And the pitch is low. Ball 3, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Pitch on the way after this kurze Pause, as de Jong called time. Here's the pitch. Fouled away again. Still 3-2. Here's the payoff. It is low, ball 4, a check swing. They appeal if she went around. Nope, she did not go around, so that's ball 4. 2nd walk issued by Casey Stanchek, and now Julia de Jong is on first base, and that will bring up Alicia Tyson. Tyson is grounded out twice. She is 0 for 2. De Jong, the runner on first base. There's the pitch. And it's a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Wesseling with a 2-0 lead, but that lead is very slim, obviously. They would like to tack on another one here if they can. The runner on first base is De Jong. The 1-0 pitch. Line drive over third. That's a base hit down the line, and it gets past Haslinger. It's going to go all the way to the corner. De Jong is rounding third. She's heading towards the plate. Here's Haslinger's throw. It's not going to be in time, and that is going to be an RBI double to make it 3-0 for Alicia Tyson. Give her an RBI. That was a line drive. It went down the line. It was going to be a base hit. It also actually it could be a base hit and an error, as Julia Haslinger had it go under her glove into the wall. So not sure if that's going to be an error or not, but the score is 3-0. And Dick Meis is bunting. The pitch is fouled. Strike 1. The runners were on the way. So the runner on second base is Thiessen. Pitch is strike 2. Julia Dick Meis behind now. 0-2. She has struck out twice against the right-hander Stanchek. It is 3-0 Wesseling. Alicia Tyson is on second base. 0-2. The pitch is in there for strike 3. A beautiful drop ball. Dick Meis completely fooled on that one. 2 down. Take a look at the replay on that. It dropped in nicely. And here is a pinch hitter. This is Leonie Thiele. So Thiele going to pinch hit for Volkmann. Volkmann is the designated player. She had been removed once as the pinch runner for Held, so now Thiele going to pinch hit here with a runner on second base and 2 outs in the inning. That last strikeout, by the way, from Stanchek was her 4th of the game. First one looking. Her 5th strikeout. Her other 4 were all swinging. She's given up 5 hits. And now Leonie Thiele, the hitter, with 2 outs, the runner on second base. Pitch popped up behind the plate. Peeler giving it a look, and it's going to be over the screen and bang up against everything. Grabbed by Jose Palacios, the catcher for the Haar Disciples men's team. Strike 1. On Leonie Thiele. So Casey Stanchek trying to keep that runner on second base, and a good fastball. Strike 2, 0-2 very quickly on Leonie Thiele. On deck, Milena Butker. 0-2 the count. There are 2 outs in the inning. Alicia Tyson on second base. And a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Thiele completely fooled, was way out in front. Strikeout number 6 for Casey Stanchek, but another run crosses. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left on base. No errors, and at the end of 5.5, it is Wesseling 3.
Train the trainer who
So we're back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Wesseling leading 3-0. They won the first game 7-0. Haar has 3 hits in this game, but they have had 2 double plays, and therefore Hannah Held, who is out there now for her 6th inning of work, has faced only 1 batter over the minimum. That was Rybkova, who tripled with 2 outs in last inning and was stranded there when Peeler struck out. So here it is, Julia Haslinger, then Johanna Kauschinger, and then the top of the order, Mandy Phillips. And the first pitch of the 6th inning is high for ball. Only 6 outs left for the Disciples. They still need to score 3 runs. They haven't touched home plate yet today in either game. Wesseling pitching has been very strong. There's the 1-0 pitch to Julia Haslinger. There's a strike called, a little bit of an off-speed pitch. That one had a downward angle as it came in. Received by Maggie Ruckenbrod. 1 ball and 1 strike. Next one on the way. Swinging a foul tip into the mid of Ruckenbrod. Strike 2, 1-2. And this one is low, bounces up there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wesseling split their games yesterday with the Freising Grizzlies. They're trying to win 3 out of 4 on this weekend road trip. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Julia Haslinger. And a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Strikeout number 5 for Hannah Held, and there's 1 out. And here's Johanna Kauschinger. That's that off-speed pitch that Held has really been using very effectively in this game. Kauschinger grounded into a double play. She hit that little pop-up bunt that was caught behind the plate, and then Peeler was doubled off first. And this one hits her right in the left shin. That one sounded like it got flesh. Let's look at the replay. So that'll put Kauschinger on first base. And see if maybe she's going to be relieved with a pinch runner. Does not appear so. She's on first base, rubbing that left leg area. And Ingo Levin is over to have a chat with her, encouraging her to sort of walk it off and test it out, run down the right field line a few times, make sure that it's not going to stiffen up, tighten up. It did not sound like it hit her in the knee, and she's got kneecap on anyway, so. A softball, getting hit with a softball is not the same as getting hit as a baseball. It's much heavier. A lot more mass to it. So she's on first base with a hit by pitch is Johanna Kauschinger, and the top of the order, Mandy Phillips, who is singled and grounded out. It is 3-0 Wesseling. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Kauschinger off first. Here's the pitch from Held to Mandy Phillips. It's high for ball. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a drive, but it's pulled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillips really turned around on that pitch. Yanked it about 50 feet foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kauschinger on first base. 2 down in the inning. And that one is low. 2-1. Wesseling scored 2 runs in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. Haar had a runner on 3rd back in the 5th inning. That's the closest they've come to scoring in either game. There's the pitch. And it goes to the screen, a wild pitch, and Kauschinger will take second base. So ball 3. Take a look at that replay. Pitch was inside on Phillips. Skipped away from Kubikova, from Rückenbrod. And now meeting on the mound for the Wesseling Vermins. Runner on second base with 2. There's only 1 out in the inning, 1 out. Kauschinger is the runner on first. Mandy Phillips at the plate, 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 out in the inning, only 1 out. And the infielders, of course, are now expecting a bunt. 3-1 on Phillips. Kauschinger, the runner on second base. 3-0 the score. Here's the pitch from Hannah Held. And fouled to the screen. Another good cut by Mandy Phillips. And the count is 3-2. Phillips has been on a couple of those pitches. Full count with 1 out. Johanna Kauschinger, the runner on second base. Hannah Held. Dealing to Mandy Phillips. The payoff pitch is strike 3 called. The off-speed pitch. That's the one that Held has used the entire game. And she gets Mandy Phillips looking. Phillips completely fooled by the speed of the pitch. And now Teresa Diefenbach. That is the 6th strikeout. And of the 6 strikeouts, 5 have been looking on that off-speed pitch. So here's Teresa Diefenbach. Still 2 outs. And the pitch is a strike. There's a no pitch, so there's no pitch on that last one. There was a technical malfunction over in the PR area. They had trouble shutting the music off before that pitch was delivered. So that last pitch does not count. Teresa Diefenbach is the hitter. There are 2 down. Johanna Kauschinger is on second base. Here comes the pitch. And hit off the fist, off the glove of the pitcher Held. It comes to rest, and it's going to be an infield base hit. By Held, had that ball go into and out of her glove. It must have hit off the heel and then kicked away off to the left of the pitcher's mound, off to the pitcher's circle, And that's a base hit for Diefenbach. And now the tying run comes to the plate. It's Annika Nutt. It's Annie Stepniak. First and third with 2 outs. Diefenbach off first base. Here comes the pitch to Anne Stepniak. Line drive, base hit to right field. A run is going to score. And the runners are going to stop at first and second as the throw comes all the way to third. So it is 3-1. RBI single for Annie Stepniak. 3 straight disciples reach base. Diefenbach moves to second base. And here is Annika Nutt. It is a 3-1 ball game now. Let's look at the replay. It was a fastball away, and she just put a good swing on it, lined it between first and second, out of the reach of the first baseman, Van Broek. And Kauschinger scored easily. So now Annika Nutt with first and second, 2 outs in the 6th. Haar trying to come back, make this thing close again. It's 3-1. Off-speed pitch is low, ball 1. Nutt is 0 for 2. Stepniak is now 1 for 3. She had grounded out twice before that single. Stepniak at first. Diefenbach at second. 1 ball to count to Annika Nutt. And a strike at the knees on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Annika Nutt, the hitter. Diefenbach off second. Stepniak off first. 2 outs. Tying runs on base. Off speed, and it is a strike at the very top of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. She's been using that off-speed pitch just enough to keep it in the head of the hitter. And then every time it floats in there, they can't pull the trigger. She's gotten 5 of 6 strikeouts looking on that exact pitch. Here it comes. And it's a ball. Low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hannah Held giving up her first run. 2 hits in the inning. There was a hit by pitch, but she's also struck out 2 batters in the inning. She's got a 2-2 count on Annika Nutt. And this one is tapped foul. Nutt able to wait long enough on that off-speed pitch to keep the bat back. Just long enough to foul it off. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Diefenbach on second. Stepniak on first. Kauschinger has scored. It is 3-1 Wesseling. Bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 on Annika Nutt. And this one is a little high, 3-2. That was again the floater. Nutt unable to pull the trigger. That was close. Count is full. 3-2. Diefenbach off second. Stepniak off first. Off the fists, a little floater to the right side, fielded and dropped by the first baseman, Van Broek. Everybody is safe. The bases are loaded. And now a rundown as the runners are caught between third and home. She's going to be tagged out. So Diefenbach was caught getting too far off the bag, and that's how the inning ends. Certainly not what you want to see. They would have had the bases loaded with 2 outs. But Diefenbach is caught off third base for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Disciples will have to settle for 1 run on 2 hits. There were 2 left on base. Not sure if that last play was going to be scored an error or a hit. It probably was not an error, so I'm going to just say no errors. And the Disciples score a run, but that's all. At the end of 6, it is Wesseling 3, Haar 1. Okay, folks, so if you're watching, you didn't see any of that because I had the wrong camera turned on. What happened was, I'm told, because I also didn't see it, I looked down at my scorecard. No, anyway, I'll finish explaining that. There's a ground ball to the right side. Nice stop by the second baseman. Stepniak. She throws to first in time. 4-3 on the putout. That was Milena Butker bidding for her 2nd hit of the game. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. So the bottom of the 6th ended. That was a little ground ball to the right side. The bases would have been loaded except the runner heading to second base overran second base and was caught between 2nd and 3rd. That was Stepniak. And then Nutt decided to take off from 3rd. There's a liner up the middle into center field, a base hit for Van Broek. She's got herself a single. So anyway, it was a base running nightmare. There's a little bit of a circus going on out there. And what ended up happening was the runner from 3rd, who was Theresa Diefenbach, was caught in a rundown between 3rd and home, and that was the 3rd out of the inning. So that's how the inning ended. You didn't see any of that because I had the wrong camera turned it on. And I apologize. So 1 out, runner on first, Alina von Broek just singled, and here's Katarina Zalai. Zalai 0 for 3, shows bunt, pulls it back, pitches high, ball 1. That base hit for von Broek was hit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Wesseling against Casey Stanchek, who is trailing in this game 3-1. The pitch, a bunt, back to Stanchek. She fields, throws to first in time, and no other play was possible. Von Broek moves to second base on the sacrifice. She's there with 2 outs.
Zweites Aus für Haar.
And here is
Jetzt am
Christina
Schlag
Lipp.
Chrissy.
Christina Lipp, the number 3 hitter. She is 0 for 3, grounded out and popped out a couple of times. Left-hand hitter. Stanchek trying to make quick work of the top of the 7th. Pitch is low per ball, 1 ball, no strikes. After Lipp, it will be Ruckenbrod. Here it comes. There's a strike at the knees on the outside corner, 1-1. Stanchek has struck out 6. She's walked 2. Off-speed pitch hit slowly on the ground back to Stanchek. She fields and throws to first in time. 1-3 on the put out. A very quick top of the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, 1 person left. No errors at the end of 6.5. It is do or die for the Haar Disciples. Wesseling 3, Haar 1. All right, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Disciples. They are going to have 5, 6, and 7. Nadine Lütticke, Misha Rybkova, and Maike Pieler. In the 6th inning, they had their chance. They were going to have the bases loaded, but then a base running mistake. And the Disciples ran themselves out of the inning. And now they have to start over, and they're going to do it against the new pitcher, Claudia Folkman, who pitched 5 impeccable innings in the first game. She was nearly perfect, but for a Mandy Phillips single. And she's going to come on and try and close it out for Hannah Held, who was also excellent. Held gave up 1 run, struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and gave up just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So here's Lütticke against Claudia Folkman. The pitch, there's a line drive left field, and it's going to be in there for a base hit. Lütticke, first pitch swinging, drops one in front of Julia Dickmeis in left field. Let's look at the replay on that one. First pitch. So here's Misha Rybkova. Rybkova tripled in her last at bat, but then was stranded at third. That was in the 5th inning. So Folkman, second game in relief here, gives up a hit to the first batter she faced. The pitch, strike called. It took the Disciples 4 innings to get a hit off of Folkman in the first game. And now here the first batter singles on the first pitch she sees. Rybkova with a 1-strike count. There's a drive deep down the left field line, but it's hooking foul. That was a very good swing by Misha, but she's in the hole 0-2. Look at where the location on that pitch was. Up and over the middle of the plate. Rybkova really got a good piece of the bat on that one. Really powered the swing all the way through, but pulled it foul. Left fielder Dickmeis is way off the line. She's now moved over a few steps towards the line. They had not expected the Disciples to pull Volkmann as the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rybkova goes down, chasing one high and outside of the zone. 2 down. Here's Maike Pieler.
Somit am Schlag Maike Pieler.
Pieler is singled and struck out looking. 1 for 2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Wesseling with a 3-1 lead, trying to sweep the doubleheader and win 3 out of 4 games between Freising and Haar. Here's the pitch to Pieler. Off speed and a beauty, drops in, strike 1. Between Volkmann and Held, it has been a tough job offensively for the Disciples in both games. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Pieler. Another off speed, this one a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Haar down to their final 2 outs. Runner on first base is Lütticke. Pieler takes a ball outside, throw behind Lütticke. She dives back, safe. 2 balls and a strike as Lütticke, wary of getting too far off the bag with a secondary lead after the pitch reaches home plate. Rückenbrod with a good throw over to Aline van Broek. But Nadine Lütticke got her right hand in there. There's the pitch. Popped up infield, and it's in foul ground, caught with a basket catch by Maggie Rückenbrod. And there are 2 down. Take a look at that one on the replay. Pitch in on the hands of Pieler, and she almost collided with the catcher on the way by. And so now Diefenbach, Elisa Diefenbach is going to pinch hit for Julia Hasinger. So Elisa Diefenbach, who was the pitcher in game 1, is going to get a chance here with 2 outs. She represents the tying run. She's the most powerful hitter the Disciples have, so it's her chance here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Elisa Diefenbach pinch hitting for Julia Haslinger. The runner on first base is Nadine Lütticke. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Claudia Volkmann deals off speed, fouled at the plate, strike 1. One strike the count. There's the pitch. And it's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Disciples had their big chance in the 6th inning. That was when they got 2 hits and a run. But then a base running mistake cost them further opportunity. There's the 1-1 pitch to Elisa Diefenbach. It's up high, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. And time is called as Maggie Rückenbrod is going to go out and have a chat with Claudia Volkmann. There are 2 outs in the inning. Nadine Lütticke led off the inning with a single. Then Michaela Rybkova struck out. Maike Pieler popped out to the catcher. Two balls and a strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and Volkmann and the Vermins are 1 strike away from sweeping the doubleheader. Diefenbach with a big swing. 2-2 with 2 outs. Nadine Lütticke, the runner at first. Diefenbach representing the tying run at the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off speed, hit on the ground up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. She's going to step on second base. Katarina Zalai makes the play unassisted, and that will end the ball game. And Wesseling wins by a score of 3-1. They win the first game 7-0 and sweep the doubleheader. Wesseling improves their record to 9 wins and 3 losses. Haar falls to 3-9. And it was really excellent pitching from top to bottom from Hannah Held and Claudia Volkmann. The Disciples only mustering 1 run in the 6th inning. And what was a cold and windy day, there were some sprinkling showers on what is Father's Day in the U.S. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Father's Day. Anybody that might be watching in the United States. Casey Stanchek will get a tough luck loss. Winning pitcher will be Hannah Held. As you see the high fives between the Wesseling Vermins and the Haar disciples. And now the grill party is going to get started. So if you're anywhere near the ballpark, you can still come on out and get a burger. So the final score, Game 2, Wesseling wins 3-1. They won Game 1, 7-0. My name is Tim Collins. Please subscribe to us on Facebook. You can like our Facebook page, Euro Baseball TV. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you can follow us on Twitter. Thanks very much for watching. That's it for me.